Hey, it's time to dish with D. That's me. Thank you for clicking on this video, making yourself a priority. I am Denise. It is Sunday, and Sunday is meal prep day. Not like your average meal prep. These are just recipes that I like to call meal prep. It's how I put my recipes up these days, and it's been working really well. We have 3 new recipes, not quite new, but 3 recipes this weekend, again, featuring pumpkin. It's fall, y'all, so I'm bombarding you with pumpkin. Actually, it just happened to work out that way. I made a harvest protein bowl that I made in breakfast last week that everybody thought looked fabulous, which it was fantastic. So I show you step by step how to make that. It's very easy. Use protein powder of your choice and spices and toppings of your choice, but it's one of my favorites, and I've been having it, had it twice already. 53 grams of protein. And I'm making pumpkin French toast bake. I thought I already made it, but I think I made it in the mini bunt. Now remember, any of these French toast bakes that I make, you absolutely can put in your little mini bunt maker. You can get, I think, 2 bunts out of each. If you use 2 pieces of bread, then it'd be 2 bunts. So anything that I put in here, you definitely can put in the bunt maker. And the third thing is, yes, I did make the rice pudding. Yay me. See what happens when you look in the Dash Mini Rice Cooker's instruction booklet? There it is, right there in black and white. I just added a little bit of pumpkin to mine because I had to use up the pumpkin anyway. So we had pumpkin rice pudding. I know. If you don't like the pumpkin, you can just leave it out and just make plain rice pudding. But there's nothing better on a cold fall evening or winter than warm rice pudding. Now, could you use brown rice? I don't know. I used white rice because I wasn't taking any chances. But if you use brown rice, let me know how it turns out. So that's enough chit chat, Dave. We want to see the food. Oh, I also showed you, I didn't show you exactly how. I just kind of talked about how I roasted a turkey breast in the crock pot to have around for just lunches and snacking. I should have filmed before and I didn't. I did film after. I did explain to you what I did. So just in case you ever want to have some turkey, you can make your own turkey breast in the crock pot in very little effort and very little, well, an afternoon, which isn't too bad. So again, shut up, D, and show us that food. So let's go. Let's get started on our breakfast today. Now, I made this over the weekend, and I showed it just in a picture, and everybody went nuts over it. So I thought I would show you step by step how easy it is to do, and you at home can do this as well. So in my bowl, I have 1 cup of non-fat Greek yogurt, which is a 0-point food for me. I like the Fage because it's just, look at that, it's thick and delicious. But use any Greek yogurt you have. There's really no set rule to what Greek yogurt you could use. Now, this is going to be a protein bowl harvest. So I'm going to put in a couple of tablespoons. I'm not measuring it because it's pumpkin. You know, they're just a heaping tablespoons of pumpkin puree. And we're going to just spread that out a little bit. Then to that, I'm going to add some pumpkin pie spice. Because, whoop, there we go. Because it is, you know, I'm going to do a half a teaspoon. These are just guides. You know, you could put whatever you want in your bowl. Use the protein powder you have on hand. I do happen to have sweet potato from Devotion. Just so happens, and that's why I kind of thought of this bowl. I thought it would be fabulous to do. And we'll do a little sprinkling of cinnamon. Just, you know, not a lot. It's all about the pumpkin in this recipe. And we're going to put in our protein. I am using, like I said, the Devotion. I will show you. You can get this online. I think maybe Amazon has it. I'm not sure. I am a Devotion partner, so I do have a discount if you choose to buy it off their website. It's not cheap. A tub this size is about $60-some, but it's really good. So I'm kind of reconciling with the fact that I really like it. And I'm going to put about, let's see, some brown sugar substitute because I wanted to, again, the pumpkin isn't sweet, the yogurt isn't sweet. Protein powder does have some sweetness to it, so I'll put 2 tablespoons. Again, you can adjust this to any way you want. And we're just going to combine. Now, this is a really dry yogurt, so we might want to add a little milk to thin it out if you want. Get this out of the way. Give us some room to grow. Yeah, we're going to put a splash. I'm using oat milk the one I got from the Dollar Tree, which I really am enjoying. So if you have a Dollar Tree, they have unsweetened plant-based oat milk for $1.25, which honestly is pretty good. It's really good in a latte. So I'm just going to put a couple of tablespoons in just to help thin out everything. Remember, the protein powder is going to take some moisture out of the yogurt. So we really want it to be able to mix it and combine it. You don't want clumps of protein powder in your bowl. Now, I could have, used a different bowl. This is the bowl I'm going to eat it out of. So you could have, if you want to make it a little bit more pretty, you could use a mixing bowl. But this would be a low budget production here. We don't have different bowls for things because I ain't got time to be cleaning bowls when I can eat right out of it. Let's point that up though. That's a bit messy. So it combines, see, once you add that milk, it thins it out really nicely. And you can see I don't see any clumps. Look at that, how it grew. There's 52 grams of protein in this bowl. So if you're a person that has a protein goal to meet, this is the breakfast for you. Now that's the base. Now you could do things any way you wish from this point on, but I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I'm going to start with an apple. Now, I leave this is a Honeycrisp apple. You could use any apple you want. Oops. Hold on. These little lights fell out. All right. We have lights under the cabinet. Well, guess I knocked it out. Again, low budget production. You could peel the apple. I don't mind it. But if you're one of those people that afraid to eat apple skin, you don't like apple skin, then by all means, peel your apple. You do you, boo, and don't let anybody else tell you different. So I just do that. I cut it in half, I cut it in quarters, and I just go like on the side and get the core out. Just like that. Nothing easier than that. See? All ready to go? Chop them how you like. Again, this is your protein bowl. Nobody is in charge but you. And if you don't want to put apple, then don't. You want to put banana? Put banana. You want to put peaches? Put peaches. I mean, it's your pickle, your bowl, your fruit, pears, whatever fruit you have. I love the crunch of the apple personally, but that's me. And you could use less apple if you don't want a whole apple. This wasn't a huge apple, so I'm fine with using all of it. The spoon out of here. Guess I liked it. Oh, know what I want to put on here before I start? Some skinny syrup. I'm using pumpkin cinnamon roll. Just a splash to give it a little bit of, amp up the pumpkin. Just not even a tablespoon is in there. But you don't have to use that. I don't want to use skinny syrup, so then don't. But I just like the little bit of umps I get from that. So there we go. More for me. And you just drizzle your apples on top. Any way you like them. And for me, fruit is a 0-point food, so it didn't add anything. And why not have a whole apple? All that fiber. Between the fiber and the protein in this bowl, honestly, it is a winner. And it's so good. And you can, like I said, any kind of protein powder. You have vanilla, use vanilla. Put a little extra pumpkin pie spice, a little extra cinnamon. It'll give it more of a pumpkin taste. Hey, you can add more pumpkin puree. It's totally up to you. So that is the base of it. Now we're going to have fun with topping it. And like I say before, top it as you wish. I am using some, we'll do the nut butter first. Now again, you could use any nut butter you want. You want to use Skippy, Jif, whatever, powdered peanut butter and reconstitute it with skinny syrups or milk, perfectly fine. I happen to have this American Dream nut butter. I don't recommend this flavor. It's not that great. For the price point of this peanut butter, it's okay. I wouldn't buy it again. But in this, it works because it's apple. But there's not a lot of fun things in here. So I'm a little bit funny when it comes to these nut butters. Not a huge fan. I mean, I like the American Dream, don't get me wrong. But for the price point, they advertise all these mix-ins. I'm not seeing a whole lot in the nut butters that I've purchased. So I'm just going to put a tablespoon in there. because this one is 2 points. So that is my tablespoon of nut butter. You don't want nut butter, then don't put it in. I'm going to put some flax meal, a tablespoon of flax meal. Again, you don't have to. I like it, so I am putting it on top. Look at that. Maybe half a tablespoon. That was a little bit clumpy. I grind my own flax meal, so yep. All right, some crushed hemp. I never get this for some reason. There must be gas in the hemp because I can never get the jar open. Oh, okay, there we go. I'm just gonna put a teaspoon because I don't want to add any points with the hemp. So a teaspoon is 0. So let's do that. So I have enough pointed stuff on here. I don't want to add any other things that are pointed. And some pepitas. A tablespoon of pepitas, according to my app, is 0 points. So we will put a tablespoon on there. Now, if you wanted to add granola, you got granola, dried fruit, raisins, whatever. Like I said, whatever you like. I'm going to put some chia seeds. Now, that's interesting. Chia seeds on top? Yes. I did the other day. It was quite yummy. So a teaspoon of chia seeds is 0 points. And I get mine at nutstop.com. And there's protein. There's all these good... There's so many good benefits from chia seeds. But remember, I am nutstop.com. I can give you 10% off all your dried fruits and nuts, chia seeds, hemp, all that fun stuff. And I'm also going to put a tablespoon of slivered almonds. Yeah, it's going to add points, but honestly, it's so good in this. Again, it is worth it for me. And again, a tablespoon's not going to kill you. So we have that. Now you can put your... I'm not going to do the caramel syrup today. Maybe I should just to show it to you. But you could drizzle more caramel skinny syrup on top if you wanted to give a little bit of... You could do that. I'm going to measure it only because I wanted to drizzle it with the teaspoon. This is not going to add any points, but just going to give it a little bit of, you know, it'll all run home the flavors inside. So that is almost it. Let me grab my caramel. Smucker's put a Sunday syrup sugar-free caramel out. Again, I think a point's worth is plenty on here. And you just, even that, it's just a little. I hardly have any on there, but look at that. There you have your high protein, 53 grams of protein bowl. It's simple, delicious, eye-catching, and just absolutely going to fill you for a long time. So that's it for that one. So I hope you enjoyed it. So I thought I'd give you a close-up of that. So yep, thank you, Miss Erin, for sharing your bowl from Frugie's, and I created my own. Like I said, you could shave off a point with using this is only 2 points of nut butter. You can use 1 point of the powdered peanut butter, and like I said, reconstitute that. You could shave off a point. You don't have to have the nuts. I just like it, and for me, I think it comes to 7 points. It's totally worth it for me. All the good things in this bowl is totally worth it. Lily's chocolate chips. If you have Lily's, I do have some pumpkin. I could throw a few of them on. I'm just not really feeling the sweetness right now today, but absolutely, you could throw some Lily's pumpkin or Lily's chocolate. A few will never hurt. It'll just add a little bit of something, something. Like I said, you could use 1 point's worth. You can do 13 Lily's for 0, and it's definitely doable. So I'm going to go enjoy this. All right, time for some breakfast prep. I decided to have pumpkin up to make pumpkin French toast, and lo and behold, I have made something similar in the mini bundt pan. But you absolutely can use any of these recipes in your mini bundt pan if you happen to have one. So, like I said, these are very versatile. So in my bowl, I have 2 eggs. I'm going to grab some pumpkin out of about 2 tablespoons. Pure pumpkin, not pumpkin pie filling. A beautiful orange. Okay, now I'm not sure if we need baking powder. I always put it in these, so I'm really never sure. But I don't know. We'll just throw it in there because why not? half a teaspoon. I figured it's not gonna hurt anything, so why not? Pumpkin pie spice. You don't have pumpkin pie spice, you could just use cinnamon, nutmeg, clove. Just Google it. Half a teaspoon. All right, where's my cinnamon? Oh, here it is. Here it is. I just put a little dash in. Not anything to worry about. And we're gonna throw a little 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I use kosher salt. And here's where you put your extract in, but I'm going to opt for skinny syrup. I have the pumpkin cinnamon roll. I'm just gonna put like a glug. But if you want to use extract of your choice, you absolutely can. I'm going to get a spatula, so we're just going to ditch the fork. And get those sides. All the spice hides in the sides. And we're going to put some monk fruit sweetener of your choice. Brown, of course. I'm going to use the pure, I think that's what I have. So we're just going to put, I'm going to put 2 tablespoons in there. Because this is breakfast, it's French toast, and I want it sweet. Or at least sweetened. There we go. Okay, you can adjust those to your liking. I'm not going to opt for any milk right now because of the pumpkin. I don't know if I'll need it. But we'll see once we put the bread in, so we'll put that aside. And we have 2 slices of bread of your choice. I'm using this 647 Italian because that's my French toast bread of choice. That's why I keep it in the freezer for fun things like this. Dave's Killer Bread, don't really think it would taste what I'm looking for. This bread does get nice, light, and fluffy. And since you have the added eggs and stuff, you don't really miss the denseness of the bread. So we're just gonna scoop all that up. This is where we'll see if we need more moisture. Because if I do, then I always have my little milk out ready for me to use. You could put yogurt if you don't want to use milk. Yogurt would be fine. Give it a nice richness. I would enjoy yogurt actually. Maybe we'll put some yogurt on top. I think that might be a nice little topping. A little added protein of yogurt. See, I think this is pretty good. I don't want to add any more moisture to it. Now, if you're a prepper, you could prep this the night before and leave it in your fridge, and it'll be great, ready for you to go the morning of. You want to prep ahead of time. Okay. And we have our cute little Dollar Tree mini loaf pans. Yep. Check out your local Dollar Tree. They will hook you up with this for $1.25. Spray it with a non-stick. I use the butter for baked goods. Oven is preheated to 350, 375, whatever your choice is, how you like to bake. I use a little toaster oven for these because, well, I get the kitchen all hot. And the newer toaster ovens are a lot nicer. You probably could even put this in your air fryer. I've never done that, but I don't see why not. Get all that goodness out. Alrighty. You grab something I was looking for. Since it's a pumpkin loaf, I'm just going to put a few pumpkin seeds on top. You don't have to. I just think it would be... Run home the pumpkin theme. Just a little bit of seeds. It's not going to make or break anybody. And of course, my Lily's chips. Now you could use the pumpkin lilies if you wanted, but I wanted just a dash of chocolate. 2, 4, 8. See? I count my chips for my 0 point amount. Now you could put 1 point amount, 1 point in there because this is only, in my personal voice, is 2 points. I could actually afford to put a few more lilies if I chose to, but I just don't want it to be over chocolatey. Not that there's anything wrong with chocolate, because you know I love my chocolate, but I'm just going for plain pumpkin. So let me go put this in the oven. I'm hoping it bakes for 20 minutes, but I will definitely let you know when we come back. All right, she baked for 25 minutes, I think. And she is a thing of beauty. I'm gonna let her cool for a few minutes. I'm going to run a knife around the side and flip her over, and I'm going to enjoy her. So for me, on my personal point, she's 2 points. Just have to count the bread. Eggs are my 0-point food. Pumpkin is a 0-point food. So I'm going to enjoy a delicious fall pumpkin French toast bake for one. All right, she is a thing of beauty. But what's going to throw this over the top? This warm maple syrup. I warmed it up in the microwave. Look at that. Oh yeah, I was feeling pumpkin and maple today. So yep, there she is, my lovelies. I'm gonna go enjoy my 2-point breakfast. All right, I will give you a taste before I go enjoy. I think it's the warm maple syrup that's just gonna put this over the top. Look at that. That's good. Look at that. Look at that. French toast baked for one at its finest. I just wanted to share, since this is a meal prep video, I just purchased a small turkey breast. It's just turkey breast, no legs, no nothing. It's a small, and I think it was like a little under 5 pounds. So I thought it would be fun to cook that up. I have it in the crock pot going this afternoon. To cook it and like have it shredded for lunches during the week, because I'm always looking for like, you know, I'm obsessed with turkey lunch meat. So since this may be a less expensive way to go, I think this cost me like $9 at the, I think right here, hold on, here it is. This is what it cost me at the store. $10.95. This is how big it was. 4 pounds, 78 ounces, $2.89 a pound. So it's cheaper than any turkey breast I'd get in the deli counter. So I thought we'll see how that goes, and if it comes out good, then I could just make one of these every so often and pull it apart for lunches. So just thought I'd share that. It cooked for 4 hours in my crock pot on high. It's not a very big one, but it's, you know, like I said, I didn't want it huge because it's just around for some lunches for us. So that is my tip for this week. Prepare, have a little turkey. I did put a little onion, and that's the juice that rendered out of the turkey, which is amazing. I put nothing in there. I sprayed with a little olive oil, and that all rendered out. So it smells like Thanksgiving in this house, I'm not gonna lie, but I thought it was something I'd like to share. So I'm gonna let it cool, pull the skin off, and pull the meat off the bone. Maybe I'll show it to you if I remember. Here is all the turkey I got off. Like I said, it was a small breast, but I got a lot of turkey off that. And let me tell you something, it's extremely moist. I don't think you can tell that in the picture, but it came out really, really nice. So that'll be like lunches for during the week. So what a great little idea. It's definitely much more cost effective, and sat in the crock pot for a few hours. Didn't have to do anything to it. So I left the skin on, and that made a nice little, I think that's also what made it juicy. Like I didn't use the skin to go on, it's in the garbage, but 2 nice breasts. Gonna have a nice week of lunches. All right, let's attempt the rice pudding again. In my Instant Pot, I have half a cup of regular white rice. I'm putting in a 1/4 cup of monk fruit or sugar of your choice, and we need milk. How much milk do we need? 1 1/3 cups of milk. Of course, I don't have the milk out. That would just be way too easy. I thought I had everything out. Now it says skim milk. I'm hoping that this plant milk will work. We'll see. Doesn't go up, we know it didn't. That is 1, and I need to do a 1/3 cup. And we add more milk later. This is 1 1/3 cup. Okay. And some vanilla extract. I already have my machine plugged in. Did not season to the rice pudding. For anybody asks, I didn't. Get this all combined. I want a little bit of salt. Do I have my salt around? Because you know me, I think everything needs a little bit of salt. Let me find my salt. Salt around. Can't find the salt. Well, we could always, oh, here it is. I'll use this one. That's what, was this garlic salt? Yeah, we don't want garlic salt in our, we don't want that one. All right, can't find the salt right now. We'll add it later. Put our lid on and push our button down. Now, according to the directions, it says cook for one cycle around 30 minutes until the rice is fully cooked. So it says to stir occasionally, and it will bubble up, so just have to keep your eye on it. And then we have to add in more milk. That's all in the salt. And I'll add some spices in then. So we're gonna let this cook away, and let's hope it works this time, because gang, I want rice pudding. Whoops. All right, it's been I always say all right, I apologize. Oh, okay. The rice has been cooking for a half an hour. It's almost done, but all the milk has been absorbed. So it says now to add in another half a cup of milk. And I'm going to add in some pumpkin because I want pumpkin rice pudding. Just a couple glugs. And this is when you add the cinnamon or nutmeg. I'm doing pumpkin pie spice. It's a hot mess here. And maybe some cinnamon if I can find it. Here it is. Just a little bit of cinnamon. Okay. Put this out of my way. And we just combined. And this will finish cooking for another 5 minutes. And everything will become cohesive. At least that's the plan. Now you don't have to add the pumpkin. You could just add the milk and the cinnamon and you have regular rice pudding. But I wanted pumpkin because I had some pumpkin I wanted to get rid of anyway. And 'tis the season for pumpkin. Right? Right. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Smells good. Remember the salt? All right, just a little dash will do you. Got it all incorporated. And we'll let that go for another about 5 minutes. And then we're ready to eat, I hope. The good and the bad news. The good news is it's good and done. The bad news is it's still cooking, according to the little crock pot here. So I would say, according to the directions, you put the milk in, you let it sit for 5 minutes. If your thing is not off, you just turn it off because I tasted it and the rice is done. So there's no reason to have it go on. It'll only burn. So, but look at that. Will you just look at that? I mean, it is thick. It is rice pudding. I think we need to have a taste. So we'll have to let it cool a bit because it is steaming hot. So we'll let that cool. We're gonna put it in a bowl and we're gonna have a little bit because it's rice pudding time here at Dish with D. We are going to maybe put some whipped cream. I'm not sure. It'd be nice to have ice cream on here, but I'm not sure. But it smells intoxicating. All right, it is in the bowl. I'm gonna let it cool, but it's very, very thick. So you're definitely gonna need to add a little bit more milk when you serve it. So let it cool, and then we're gonna have a taste because it's rice pudding here at Dish with D. All right, let's have a taste. I did put some Ready Whip, and I did put a few pumpkin lilies because, you know, here it goes. It's good. Delicious and easy. So if you have a Dash mini rice cooker, it is right in the book it comes with. Rice pudding. Who knew it was in there? Not me. So I just changed out the milk and I changed out the sweetener to lower the points. That's it. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this little meal prep of pumpkin palooza deliciousness. Second week in a row. I know. I don't think we'll have pumpkin next weekend, but you just never know with me. You just never know. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Join us here on Dish with D and hit that subscribe button. Join our community here on YouTube. If you have any ideas of things you'd like me to try, let me know in the comment section below. And also comment what you thought of these recipes. I'd love to hear it. So that's it for me today. Enjoy. Everything could be found at dishwithd.com. I'll hook you up with the written recipes because I take care of you guys. I try to anyway. So we will dish another day. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye, my folks.